don't really know that much about Brazilian music, but yesterday when we went to protest, there was this really good band called Fernando Loco, and they were really cool. So we watched those guys work out, and I really wanted to ask him what his bass sound was, because his bass was like really awesome. But I need to be educated on Brazilian music, so you guys have to like tell me who to check out. The artwork. Well, the artwork I made with my friend Emma Chissy, who's in a band called Sugar, and I just sort of like knew that I wanted to work with her. We'd been hanging out loads, like on tour and stuff together, and I knew that she studied art, and like I just really liked her style as a person and the things that she made. Anyway, it's really visual and really cool. And so we just decided we wanted it to look really handmade, and I sent over a lot of like reference images and did a shoot specifically for that, and then I wanted it to look really girly and like crafted, and something that you just like would make at your friend's house on like a sleepover. So we just did it like that. Like I just went to a house one night, it was like summer and it was afternoon, and we just had like all these different crafts, and we just like played with loads of different ideas, and then like found this final image, and then like the collage and stuff, like she just created like all this, like I just sent loads of images and she made this crazy collage. Well, basically I was looking for a new band, and I wanted like all girls, and so I like interviewed a bunch of different people from a college, which is a music college in London, and then just like got to know them a little bit and started playing with them, and yeah, it's been a really amazing, like, you know, it was the perfect way to look for a new band, really, like just like young, enthusiastic people that are like studying music and want an opportunity to have a career. The most awkward moment? I had to have surgery mid-tour once, and that was kind of weird, because it was like the most disruptive thing. Like I like went home for surgery and then came back after the surgery and stuff, so that was kind of a crazy tour, and it was in Europe, where when you're touring in Europe, you're in a different country every day, so you feel a bit crazy anyway, because you're in a new, you know, there's a new language and a whole new like everything's totally different. So in Europe everything can get a bit crazy, but then like I don't get too embarrassed anymore, because I'm so clumsy and embarrassing anyway. I would be stressed out all the time, so I have to just accept that like things happen, like I might like fall, maybe like a wardrobe malfunction is probably the worst, because if you don't feel confident in what you're wearing, then I get really embarrassed if like you think you might flash someone, or like, you know, I have to be like confident in what I'm wearing. Yeah. I mean, it was a really cool atmosphere when I went there yesterday, and it was cool to like be part of like a political kind of like worldly thing that was happening. And I think it's important for people to, when governments are like corrupt, and like most governments are, but there's like, you know, obviously like the government aren't listening to people, and I think it's the best way to like make a statement if you're like out in the streets, and like they can't ignore that, you know what I mean, like if you've shut down streets and stuff, and it's nice to see people caring about their country and caring about what happens, and it was I just like enjoyed being there really, and seeing it and hearing like the people's opinion as well, because I'm like in the UK, like we get reports from it in the news where it's just like, oh, there's violence and aggression and it's dangerous, so people are like, oh, you have to be really careful in Brazil, and I was like, well, when we went down there it was just to get like, you know, your guys' actual like point of view, like people living there. When I posted it online, like loads of people were really happy, they're like, thank you for supporting us, and just talking to people there, it was like interesting to hear like you know Brazil's point of view on it, which is like, and seeing that it's making a difference too, that the bus fares have been lowered, and now there's other things that people are going to ask for, and now they know that there's power in people. I think it's a good thing for people to see that. I think like quite a lot of like bad things happened to me in 1 year, and like it was like a really emotionally like difficult time for me, you know, and sometimes when you get to like a low on a personal level, you have sort of like a don't give a fuck attitude, and like it's almost like you're like, oh, I've got nothing to lose, because you've already lost like I lost something like really important to me, and so it makes you kind of fearless, because you think, well, what's the point of being scared, because like I've lost like the most important thing in my life. And so yeah, that like just made me braver, and I was angry, and I just wanted to like really talk about the things that I talk about anyway, but in my music more as well. So yeah, but like feminism is really important to me. It's like, it's about like, for me it's a very simple thing, because I know there's a lot of like complications within feminism, and everyone has different ideas of sexual politics, and it can get really complicated, but for me it's very simple, and it's just about equality, and it's about girls making choices about their own life from within a safe environment where your choices aren't being manipulated or pressured, and you're actually like, I want to do this because it makes me feel good and it's benefiting my life. So that's what I believe that women should be able to do, and have the same opportunities, you know, as men do, which right now we don't, and there's a lot of like sexism out there, so we really need to like fight for women's rights, you know. Oh my god, well, I think I like hate going on dates. I think it's really awkward and weird, so I don't know, somewhere like just really relaxed. What is the perfect date? I don't know, maybe like accidentally being on one, you know, like if someone set one up, then you're so nervous and you feel so self-conscious. I feel like you're not really going to get to know someone and their real, like, what they're really like, if you're like so nervous about what you're trying to portray. So I think like in a really relaxed environment, somewhere where you're comfortable, and maybe like, I don't know, it's that's really hard. What is the perfect first date? I don't think I've ever had like a perfect first date, so I'm not like that qualified. But maybe like going to like a diner and getting like burgers and like milkshakes and like having like a cool jukebox. That would be a good date. I wasn't really thinking about it when I made the record. Like I said, the place I was in emotionally was like the only thing I could really think about. And I really believe in the album, and I was like, even though it's different, I still think it's very me. And my fans have been really supportive, so I knew there would be, you know there's always going to be critics, and kind of I've been through that before, you know, like I think not everyone is ever going to how can I make that sentence make sense? You're never going to get to a place where everybody likes you, like no one's ever going to reach that, you know, so you might as well please yourself, because you're never going to be able to please everyone. So I believe in like making your own choices for you, and some people hated me when I came out with Made of Bricks, so it doesn't matter if people, I don't know, you can't live your life censoring yourself for what you think people want you to do. You have to be brave and change and progress. And all my favourite artists, like, you know, like Bowie and people like Patti Smith, they make choices they want to make. You can tell they're not just trying to please people, and I need to be that kind of artist. So I knew that like my true fans would really stick with me and get it. Yeah. I listen to Sugar, my friend's band Sugar, I love them, and Fiddler, and Patti Smith a lot recently, and The Tucks, they're a band from the UK that I love, and Super Cute, and Peach Kelly Pop, and what else have I been listening to? I always listen to the same stuff, so I always listen to like Hole and Bikini Kill and Joan Jett. I don't think there's any other cool, like, Bloods is this band from Australia that I really love. They've just like they're just kind of quite new, so Bloods, check out Bloods. They're awesome. Do you know what? I actually haven't got her record yet. I'm really slow when it comes to like current pop stars. Like, it takes me ages to like catch up. But I do really love that when video games came out, it was like that video that she made, and the song is like really haunting, and it makes me really sad though. Sometimes I can't listen to her music because it makes me so sad. Like my sister always listens to it, and then I'll just be like feeling really blue. And so I was like, when her music came out, I think I felt too on the edge emotionally to listen to it, you know. But she makes really like haunting, like beautiful songs that are like really dark, and her visuals are really stunning, and yeah. I've just heard of this place in Brazil, someone literally just told about it. It's an island. It's called like It's like it's only 300 people on the island and there's no cars. She said it was like Caribbean Cara. Anyone know what it's in? Rio de Janeiro? I don't know where it is. She said like there's like no taxis, there's only like horses and stuff, and like everywhere's sand. So I would go there. I don't know, I can't remember. It sounded really amazing though. It sounded really amazing. But I love, like, I need to go back to Rio as well, because you know, and also like there's so much, like the Amazon, and like there's so much to explore in Brazil. I'd love to see some of the real wild parts of it too. I feel like Brazil is so many different things happening, and I'd love to explore it more. I think it'd be cool to like just spend a month like just traveling around here. So and everyone's like, yeah. Shit. So I want to come and like do some proper touring here as well. My favourite Beatle is George. Yeah, he's the coolest one. When I was younger, I fancied Paul McCartney when he was cute, and then obviously like John Lennon is an amazing poet, but I think George is the coolest. I think he's just like, I think he's the coolest. Yeah, I would love to work with like, there's so many. I mean, it would be so cool to like work with like someone like Lena Dunham or like Wes Anderson, or there's so many cool people out of my favourite movies that I'd like to work with. It would be awesome to do that. Yeah. Maybe like, oh God, maybe like maybe Malibu. I really like Malibu, and Miss World. Celebrity Skin would be really fun as well to do. Girl Gang Brazil.